Welcome to Flowlens MRP and MES software, the affordable, user-friendly, cloud-based MES and MRP software for fast-growing device, equipment and machinery manufacturers. Let's take a quick look at the different features within Flowlens. The user-friendly interface lets you access different aspects of the product. Let's take a quick look at a job card. The job card is the center of the system in terms of how it lets you turn demand into finished products. Here we have a breakdown of the tasks needed to complete this particular job. We can see the bill of materials and the stock status for all of the items in the bill of materials. We can see current work in progress costs and track labour costs. So, how do we get a job like this? Well, first of all, let's take a quick look at parts. Everything that you buy, sell or make is a part in Flowlens. If we take a quick look at one of these, you can see that parts can be configured to have different attributes. So it can be serialized, manually or automatically. It can be sellable, a purchase part, manufactured, subcontracted, batch traced, and many other items including low stock levels. Let's take a quick look at an existing product. This is a manufactured product. If we take a look at the manufacturing workflow for this, we can see that this is made up of two steps, assembly and testing. And within the assembly step, we have multiple parts. Some of these are manufactured parts in their own right, and we'll take a look at those in a second. You can see here we also have dependencies. So the testing part is dependent on the assembly. As I said, you can nest sub-assemblies and sub-assemblies. So if we take a look at this PCB, we'll see that it has its own workflow and bill of materials. So when it comes to making one of these, the system can intelligently pull together all of the sub-assemblies needed to make a particular item. We're going to sell a power supply and show you how you can create demand, but you can also use the warehouse order to generate demand for build to stock items, whether they're finished products, sub-assemblies or fabricated components. Just a quick word about our settings. Within settings, you're in control of the configuration of the system, as you can see here across these different categories. One of the areas that we'll be looking at is resources. Each step in your job card workflow can be assigned to a resource, and this corresponds to people or machines or skills that are needed to complete a particular task. So once we generate the job, we'll see how that works. We also have a shop floor app so that the shop floor workers can access their own work to list and work their way through the high priority tasks. So let's look up a customer and generate a sale for our power supply. I can quickly look that up from our list, add in my quantity, specify a date required, and add it to the sale. Here we can generate a quote if we need to. In this case, I'm going to confirm the order. And that means we have an open production request for our power supply unit, which we can turn into a job card. Let's deploy the job card. The system gives us a breakdown of the key elements within the bill of materials, and you can see here that we have some items that are not available. We also have the option here to build in line. What this means is that for certain sub-assemblies, these can be either built as part of the job or in a separate job. In this case, we've got 1,500 of these, so we don't need it anymore. However, this basic frame, we don't have any, we need 10, so let's add it into the job. Having checked the items, you can confirm the stock. Now the system is requesting stock. Where possible, it is allocating available stock to this job. As we can see here, we have some green lines, so our filter capacitors were in stock and we've allocated those. However, these other items are not available. What that means is we're going to have to raise a purchase order. We can check any of these purchased items and see who supplies these. If we take a quick look in stock and open purchase requests, we can see a current list of all shortages currently sitting in the system. So we can see here for the job card just created, we have these shortages that we need to fulfill, but we will also have other job cards and other requests for production that are generating shortages for purchase parts. What this means is I can raise a purchase order for Acme Limited, and instead of having to go searching for the items that I need to procure for them, the system has pre-populated a list of requests. And you can see here it's also flagging where there's a potential lead time issue, and I might choose to purchase this from someone else. In this case, I'm going to select all, add them to the purchase order, and these are populated then on the main page. We can see here where we have items required from different requests. These are consolidated, but we can still trace back the original request. And then I'll mark that as ready to send, and we can send that to the supplier. Next, we can look up the part receipt when the goods arrive, simply by searching for the purchase order. We can bring in the items. Where the supplier has maybe not delivered, we can remove it, or if there's a partial delivery, we can partially receive the item in question. In this case, I'm going to receive all. Back in the job card, if we check the BOM page now, we can see that the items that are outstanding have now been fulfilled to the job card and they're ready to pick. A few other things that are worth highlighting in the job card is that the steps that were making up the sub-assemblies have been integrated with our main assembly and testing steps to give an overview of all of the steps needed to complete this particular item. And these translate into these items here. So if we pick one in particular, let's say assemble part, and focus on it, we can click on stock, and using these buttons, which are available both on the main desktop app and also our shop floor app, you can pick the stock directly for the job. The system also allows us, where relevant, to allocate batch numbers. You can see here in the cost tab, as we have picked items, the work in progress cost has been accrued to the job card. If we start work on a particular step, by clicking start, the system will also start to record time against this step. If we leave this running for a few moments, we can stop the task and see how the additional cost has been added to the job card. If we take a look at the Track Times tab, we can see here that the step that we recorded time against has now accrued £40 of labour cost. In this way, Flowlens gives you a rolling work in progress valuation for each job. In this step, we also have an input serial number, and this allows us to assign serial numbers direct to each individual finished product. So if I want to fit serialized component 29 into power supply 1488, I can simply select that, look that up from the list, and select it and assign it to our finished product. And that means this traceability of serial numbers and batch items will live with this job forever. The dependency graph also gives us an idea of progress. So steps that are in progress are orange, steps that are completed are green, and steps that are running late will turn red. We can also get a top-down view of the activity on the shop floor, looking at the resource bottlenecks and potential delays on each of our resource areas. I mentioned the shop floor app, and this allows shop floor workers to get a simple cut-down view of the system where they can stop and start work on a particular task and look at tasks in order of priority. Where relevant, stock can be picked and batches and serial numbers can be added, making the system very versatile across the office and the shop floor without the need for endless back and forward in terms of allocation of jobs, never mind manual entry of paperwork, timesheets, serial numbers, etc. So that's a quick overview of Flowlens. We've covered how you can set up your parts, bill of materials, and generate demand, whether it's for build to stock or build to order items. We've shown how you can allocate jobs to the shop floor and monitor progress and traceability and get highly accurate costs. You can also get a top-down view of what's happening in the schedule and spot bottlenecks and problems early. Flowlens also interacts with your accounts package, so whenever we're ready, we can generate invoices against our sales and purchase orders and send those to our accounts package. All in all, Flowlens provides a comprehensive and easy to use solution to completely transform your operations. And don't forget, we offer a comprehensive onboarding package that includes support for change management, team alignment, project management, team training, and data cleansing and imports. So, if you'd like to get in touch and see more about how Flowlens can help your device, equipment or machinery manufacturing company transform and scale with fewer resources, please book a demo today at flowlens.com.